Okay, so I said that I was going to release these videos on Sunday, which were going to be, just short little recaps of what happened in the gaming industry. And this is my first video, and I'm already lying. Um, I'm going to record these videos on Sunday and release them on Monday, or at least that's the plan. Anyway, let's get this started. At this point, I really do wonder what it's like to be a gamer, like someone who's just tapped into the industry. I think that it's more like splashing alcohol on your nutsack and then trying to suck yourself off before the pain comes. Because there's a bit of give and take either way. You're going to get what you want, and you're going to get what you don't want. Speaking of which, AEW, the wrestling company. Now, when I was a young lad, I loved the wrestling. Not so much now, but I have been keeping up with some of the exploits in AEW. And when they announced their game 2 years ago, I was somewhat excited. I was saying to my friends how, hey, how bad can it be? But given that now they have announced a release date of this year, I'm interested because this footage that you're seeing is like 2 years old, and I'm curious as to the improvements that they've made. And it's made by the people. I want to say it's made by the people who used to make the old Akamon THQ wrestling games for WWE, but that's a lie. It's made by the same company, but I can guarantee you the people who used to make those games are not really working on this one. That was like 20 years ago. But it has the moniker and it has the name recognition behind it. Honestly, what I wish that it would be like is WWE All Stars. I loved WWE All Star. It was over the top. It was silly and it was fun. But my mates, we had a blast playing it. But I understand that they're going to do their own thing. As long as the fans are happy and they give them a solid experience, that's actually all I want from a wrestling game. I want it to be fun. And most importantly, even though, wrestling is a sport of a sort, I don't want them to release a new wrestling game every year. I don't. I believe that's what made the WWE 2K series such shite. And before that, what I want is for them to release a new AEW game every 2 to 3 years. You can provide updates every year if you like, but that'll give you proper time to work on the new edition and experiment. Because I believe experimentation to a game studio can be a grandiose thing. Alright, well, that's my opinions on that. Okay, topic number 2. Hello Games has a new expansion for No Man's Sky called Outlaws. And this game has been going since 2016. It's now 2022. That's 6 years. And it shows no signs of stopping. Now, lots of big companies like to tout out games as a service. Oh, our game is a service, it's ongoing, blah, 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 blah. No Man's Sky is the most ideal games as a service I've ever seen. At this point, I'm not sure if it isn't the greatest game ever created. Because, and just the turnaround of it, people clowned this game when it first came out. Now, it is probably it is truly amazing to me. And like I said, it shows no signs of stopping. This particular update is going to add piracy, smuggling, just, and it increases space combat. It's honestly just amazing what they have going for it so far. And while I myself have never really jumped into the game, maybe one day I shall, but I'm just impressed by what the company has achieved at this point. Because, as I said, so many other companies are just shit, just terrible at updating their games, and even when they try, they fail. People complain about the updates because they seem like half-assed, like Destiny. But to my knowledge, all of Hello Games' updates, people have been happy about, right? They've enjoyed them. It's always a reason for them to come back and just feel good about it. Not even Blizzard is able to tout that because of their expansions went down after Cataclysm, or some people would say that it went down with Cataclysm. But to my knowledge, everyone's just happy with No Man's Sky. So that's what I would like to see from a lot of game companies, how they treat their consumer and how their consumer treats them. I don't know where they're getting all this money from, right? I don't know how profitable this game is, but it has to be like extremely profitable some way for them to keep pumping out free updates after update. Because if you're playing this game on console, there may come a point where just this one game fills up your entire hard drive. Yeah, but yeah, that's all I want to say about No Man's Sky. It has a new update. It looks amazing, and honestly, I look forward to seeing what they do next. And maybe, just maybe, I might be convinced to actually hop in and go flying around because I like space games. I've just been busy about my life, but I love space exploration games. Alright, and finally, the third topic I wish to talk about: Kingdom Hearts 4. Why? Why is another one being announced? I know people love Kingdom Hearts. I understand. But they don't really release these games in a timely manner. Like right now we have the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4, but before it releases, they're going to release like 6 mobile games. Nintendo's gonna come out with a new handheld called the Nintendo PP, and I'm gonna be on my third wife. They need to be stopped, right? That is my only complaint. They need to be stopped, cause at this point, no one understands the story anyway. Donald and Goofy are back. I guess people are cheering for that, and keep more Keyblades, more key. Just stop. Go on. I want to say go on to something else, but you know, the most important thing will always win out, and the most important thing is money. So these things are gonna sell whenever they release. When I'm 50, I don't. You know what? I may be just salty because I was around when the first Kingdom Hearts released, and I was forced to suffer through the eternal damnation, which was from the first Kingdom Hearts all the way to the third, and the million of iterations that came along with that. So perhaps in this magical world we live in, Kingdom Hearts is going to release in a timely manner. And I say that knowing damn well that I'm fucking lying to myself. This will not happen. It cannot. They cannot release games in a timely manner. Where is Final Fantasy VII Part 2? That will not release until 2025. You think Kingdom Hearts took long? Final Fantasy VII, which is probably going to be 4 parts, 5 because they like money, is not going to be finished until 2045. I want you to know that. Right now on the PlayStation 5, 4, whatever iteration we're on, right now you have Final Fantasy VII Part 1. But you will not finish that saga on the current hardware we have. And keep in mind that current gen hardware tends to last 8 to 10 years. You will not finish your Final Fantasy saga on those consoles. Yes, that's like 7 or 8 more years you have. But the PlayStation 8 is where you will finish Final Fantasy 7. That's where you'll finish. You will finish it on the PlayStation 8, and you will start Kingdom Hearts 4 on the PlayStation 8. Just remember that. I said it, I meant it, it will probably happen. Sony is notorious. I don't know how big. Where do they get their money from? They don't release games. Do their games really sell that damn much where they can have a game in production for like a decade and a half and not go bankrupt? I don't get it. And oh my lord, I've been talking too long. I'm going away. That's the weekly video. Oh my god.